Alrighty, guys. Good morning. Hope everyone is doing good out there. Glad to have everybody here for a pretty early forecast for y'all. We are going to be talking about today's severe weather threat, along with what we can expect, where we can expect it, and when can we expect it. But what's up, everybody? Hope everyone's doing good. Let's see who's in chat. We got ourselves Ronald saying hi in WW. What's up, Ronald? Kobe says hi. What's up, Kobe? Hope you're doing good. Julie says actually was awake for this alert, and alert was on time for once. So what's up, Julie? Hope you're doing good. Let's see here. TRG says just got put in a special weather statement. What? Really? Wow. Oh yeah, I can kind of see that. You're southwestern Virginia, aren't you? Well, I tell you what, honestly, if you guys really want to know my opinion here, we're gonna dive on into it here. Let's go ahead and just jump over to it right now. But we're gonna dive on into it. But I do want to tell you guys my personal feelings on this. Now, this could go either way. It could perform pretty well, right? It could, maybe throw off the chance for a few severe storms. Now, today's threat does include tornadoes, large hail, and damaging winds, but here's what I'm a little worried about. I'm worried about too much storms firing off. I'm kind of worried about this big old mess of convection here. Like I said, a lot of this, a lot of that, a lot of gross convection. Now, this could actually cause the storms to basically die out, essentially. That's kind of what I'm a little bit, lenient on for a potential bust for today. But you never know. I mean, conditions theoretically are there for severe weather, and we're going to be going over it in terms of what you can expect here. Anyways, all right, let's go ahead and tune on over to the risk here for today. We got ourselves a slight risk, actually two slight risks, because there's two areas we are watching out for. We're watching, obviously, across portions here of the Mid-Atlantic. We're talking eastern South Dakota, eastern South Carolina, portions here of central eastern North Carolina, central eastern Virginia, portions of Maryland, Delaware, southwestern portions here of New Jersey, and southeastern Pennsylvania is in the risk here for severe weather. Now we move all the way to Texas. We got ourselves another little risk out there towards central Texas. The biggest risk out there is kind of around towards areas like San Saba. Let's see, Burnett, I think it is, across Highway 10 or Interstate 10 here. So that's that second risk we have here for today. So with all of that being said, let's go ahead and drive y'all over here to the actual Storm Prediction Center's website to go ahead and show you guys exactly what we are talking about regarding these official risks here. So once again, we have this risk across portions here of the east. Obviously, once again, the Carolinas, Virginia, Maryland, Pennsylvania, portions of New Jersey, and Delaware. Okay. Now, when it comes to tornadoes for today, there's two areas of possible tornadic activity. Now, overall, the chances of having tornadoes today is pretty low. Honestly, it is pretty daggone low out there. We got ourselves a little 2% chance across central Texas and this big old 2% chance across the coastal eastern United States. Once again, they're for the Mid-Atlantic region. So, with that being said, there's not a, like I said, we cannot rule out a few tornadoes, meaning that a few tornadoes could theoretically happen today, but honestly, probably not too many. And if anything happens, it probably wouldn't be anything too significant. But then we move into the damaging wind possibility. Now, that's where things start to amplify. So across portions here of the Mid-Atlantic, we have a 15% chance of seeing damaging winds every 25 miles, across these regions here in the yellow. 5% chance of damaging winds across the areas in brown, including areas here in Texas, 5% chance. So those areas in brown, kind of a low chance of seeing damaging wind gusts, but it could still happen, but the biggest chance here for damaging wind gusts, potentially 60 miles per hour or faster, is expected across portions here of the Mid-Atlantic. Then we move into hail, and I tell you what, my friends, we got ourselves a pretty big hail threat, especially for portions of Texas. A big old 15% significant risk is present, meaning that we are going to have the big chance for potential large hail. We're talking 2 inches in diameter or larger. We're talking some very, very large hail being possible out there. We're going to really have to watch this one here pretty closely. Same thing across portions here of the Mid-Atlantic. We're talking portions of eastern South Carolina, central and eastern North Carolina, southeastern Virginia here. We have ourselves another 15% risk out there for possibility of some hail. Now, the hail out east is probably going to be not expected to be as crazy as the hail here down in the southern plains. It's not going to be as crazy down there, honestly, because like I said, basically, just the conditions are not really favorable for really, really large hail across the east, although some hailstones, an inch in diameter or theoretically larger could occur. Let's see, Logan says Texas gorilla hail event. Potentially. Yeah, we're talking some potential big old hail out there towards Texas for like the central portion there of the state. Let's actually take a look and see what's going on in Texas right now in the early morning view. Yeah, yeah, it looks like it's mostly clear out there right now, but that'll change as we work our way down here in time. I'll tell you what, we're gonna switch over to the models here. I want to talk to you all about the models. Let's see what the models has to say. So we're gonna take a look at the NAM 3K. Okay, let's see here. Track way down in time. Kind of shows a bunch of just blobs of storms, honestly, popping off here. Kind of starting. Oh, this is the 23rd. Oh, there we go. Oh, that's interesting. So that's for all today. That's apparently all that's going to happen. According to the NAM, really not much. Not many storms are going to pop off here. Maybe just one or two of them could be isolated. And, you know, those are the ones that probably could produce some large hail if they decide they want to fire. That is very interesting. TRG says special weather statement is for strong thunderstorms that are below severe thunderstorm warning limits. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, basically, it just basically talks about a strong storm, not a severe storm, particularly. Yeah, that's honestly interesting. Let me compare this to the European, or not the European model, the HRRR. I want to see the comparison of these two. I mean, like I said, yeah, oh wow, look at that. That's interesting. So the HRRR shows a heck of a lot more activity than the. Wow, yeah, look at that. Kind of shows storms popping off around actually like 4 or 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern. So probably around like 3, 4 o'clock Central to you guys out there in Texas. Yeah, like I said, they put a significant risk out there for some for hail possibilities. Yeah, look at that. So yeah, those are significant risk right there. So basically, where you see that dash marks going through it, that's where you have the big potential for some hail. And look, I mean, it lines up pretty well. You know, with the HRRR, see a couple of these guys could be quite strong. You know, actually, I want to take this over to this view. Hold on, let's go ahead and I want to bring this up to more of a we're gonna still take a look at the HRRR here, but I want to look more at a much more updated version, like every 15 minutes rather than every hour. So let's go ahead and switch on over here to. Let's see here. There we go. Simulated radar. All right, we're going to move you all over here down to the models again. Yeah, no, these are different models we're going to look at here. But same in particular, I mean, same model, but just different site. You know what? I'm actually going to bring this down to Texas. This would probably be the best view to look at here. Texas. Here we go. All right. That is that. All right, let's see. We track way down in time here. I don't know how far this goes out right now. Oh, wow, look at that. Oh, wow. Yeah. Yeah, look at that. That's like a little nugget just popping up there. It's pretty crazy. Let's see our tabletop with a $2 super chat. Oh, thanks so much, dude. Saying, how are we looking in Wilmington, North Carolina today, brother? First of all, tabletop, thank you for the 2. Very, very sweet of you. Thank you so much for that. Now, when it comes out there to you, yeah, like I said, you got to be looking out here because you are in the risk for severe weather today. Let me go ahead and switch you all over here to the outlook real quickly. Ooh. Oh, they just issued a severe thunderstorm warning. Anyways, but let's see. Wilmington. So, yeah, there you go. You can see Wilmington right here. So, this is the HRRR model. And it shows some storms rolling through around 8, 9 o'clock or so. So, I'd honestly say about 7 to 10. Kind of what I expected, just to give it a little bit of a range, because models aren't perfect, but that's just a general view. But you're in a slight risk, my friend. You actually have a 2% chance for tornadoes, 15% chance for damaging winds, and I believe a 15% chance for hail, too. Yes, you are. You have a 15 hail, 15% damaging winds, and 2% tornado threat. Once again, thank you so much for the 2. Really appreciate it, my friend. Let's look at this. So, hey, TRG, does this include you? I know you're generally around this region. Oh, wow. Look at that. 2 severe thunderstorm warning just popped. Yeah, this is the first one of the morning, actually. Rocky Mounts, Martinsville. Okay, hail's not a concern out of this guy, but it's mostly just possibility for some damaging wind gusts, maybe up to 60 miles an hour. Located near Stewart. Yeah. Interesting. Well, there you go. TRG says yes. Cool. Well, that's a treat for you at TRG. This is a nice little severe thunderstorm for breakfast, huh? Well, there you go. There you have it. I knew you were waiting for it. See the nugget of doom. Yeah, essentially. Yeah, they're in Texas with that model. Holy cow. Yeah, HRRR is like really explosive. I mean, compared to the NAM model like showed nothing. Let's see here. Yeah, you can see how everything just blows up across Texas here. Showing right, that's 4 o'clock Eastern, so 3 o'clock Central. 3, 4. Yeah, like I said, that guy shows like a supercell popping off there towards like Coleman around like 5 p.m. And then once the cap breaks a little more, then obviously a few more cells could fire off. Honestly, kind of shows like a little line there, which is interesting. And that goes right across that hail outlook area towards like Brady, Burnett, those regions there. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, now I'm curious to see what the HRRR has to say in terms of like. Yeah, I want to see what the HRRR has to say about like hail, maximum hail here. We're going to do that. I'm going to go and switch you all back here to the model really quickly. Yeah, I'm really curious to see this. Okay, so maximum hail today. Oh, wow. Hold on, I'm actually going to... I'm going to 06Z this. Couple of model runs back here. Holy cow. Whoa, what the heck is going on there? All right, we're just going to go up to this point because that's like tomorrow. So this is for today. It says maximum 1.48 inches across Central Texas, according to HRRR. So take that with a grain of salt because that's all you should take it with. These models, once again, are not perfect, but I'm just curious to see what they had to say about it. And they're talking the potential maybe of ping pong ball size hail out of these guys, but I don't know, because the Weather Service has the significant risk, which means larger than ping pong ball, actually talking 2+ inches. So I think we could see some larger hail than that today, actually. Yeah, across Texas. And like I said, we have that big old line that's rolling through the Mid-Atlantic. Wow. Look at that. Might even be a little bit of a line popping through eastern Ohio, too. Maybe towards like Cleveland. If Proxy was here, I'd tell her about this. Because this is going to be going right through a region. Yeah. And kind of around like 3 to 6 Eastern. Which, yeah, Cleveland's time is Eastern time, so kind of a few pop-up showers, maybe a lot of shower activity later on today across like the upper Midwest region, maybe even towards like the western Ohio Valley. Interesting stuff. Let's see. Buddy123 says, good morning. Good morning. Official says there's going to be any tornadoes. So there is actually a chance for tornadoes today. Let me show you real quick. I'm going to bring up the outlook and turn it to tornadoes. So we do actually we have 2 areas of possible tornadic activity today. The first one is across that area here in Central Texas, like Kerrville, Junction, Sonora, Brady. Yeah, those regions out there could see maybe a few tornadoes. Very low chance, though. You know, obviously not too confident in the chance of multiple tornadoes. No, it's not expecting anything like that. Just really low chance, just enough to where it cannot be completely ruled out. And of course, we had the larger tornado risk across like the east, because like I said, we're gonna have ourselves a. It's kind of hard to see, but let me outline this for you. That way you guys can see it a little better. So that tornado risk goes out here. So that is like the overall tornado risk there. So it basically covers portions of like eastern South Carolina, portions here of eastern North Carolina, eastern Virginia, cuts through Maryland, Delaware, portions here of New Jersey, Pennsylvania. Yeah, so those regions out there has a tornado threat. Like I said, 2% chance. Really, is it something you should worry about? No. No, I wouldn't worry about it. I would not panic and stuff like that over it because it's not worth it. It's really low chance. I'd be surprised if we even get like 1 or 2 tornadoes today. Now, one of them could be a possibility somewhere in that outlook region, but I don't expect many of them. I think today's main concern is the possibility for hail and damaging winds. Really got to look out there for Texas. You know, to my Texas friends out there, like I said, we're watching y'all. We are watching you guys closely because, like I said, look at this. Things like blow up here according to the HRRR. Kind of right around. Yeah, since this is Central Time, kind of shows it popping off around 3 to 5 o'clock. Yeah, about 3 to 5 o'clock Central Time is whenever Central Texas gets blown up, apparently. Which we need to keep it out there for. Like I said, they have a slight risk at level 2 out of 5 on the spectrum. So to my friends out here, basically across these regions, you have the greatest chance for severe weather today. So like I said, this does include portions of Interstate 10. Let me go ahead and explain a little bit more of where this includes. Let's go and zoom in a little bit. So this kind of includes like Junction, Brady, San Saba, Lampasas, I think, Marble Falls, El Dorado, those regions out there in Central Texas. Kind of just north of San Antonio. Then you notice this dark green. That's actually another risk for severe weather, but just a little bit lower of a chance. So I'm saying the biggest chances are across the yellow. And then we got that really big yellow across the eastern portion of the eastern side. Tabletop says new SPC Outlook comes at 9 o'clock. Yeah, I figure we'll be live till then, so we'll be able to see that. Yeah, we'll be able to see those that new update when it comes through. Look at that. Look at the radar. Holy cow. Yeah, things are looking pretty nasty out there towards, like, heading up there towards Greensboro. And once again, actually, I'm going to go ahead and bring you all over here to the radar. Current view. Yeah, there's that severe thunderstorm warning if I can get a hold of it. Here, let's go and pause that. That'll probably be a little easier. Yeah, let's go and switch over here. We're going to see what's going on with the storm here. Wow, that's pretty aggressive. We're gonna play that there in motion. Yep, going right through Stewart. Get ready to hit Martinsville in southwestern Virginia, by the way. Portions of Rocky Mounts. Yeah, you guys are in the midst of everything. 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. It's the only concern out of this guy. So, just a little bit of gusty winds out of it. It's about all we can expect. I tell you what, it is really warm out there this morning for areas of the Mid-Atlantic. And a little bit of a fun fact for y'all is what usually happens is a bunch of warm air starts advecting north, moving in north direction, and the cold front is right here. Cold front's right there, essentially. And then we got ourselves a bunch of cooler air backing in. That's why you see those temperatures dramatically drop over here versus up there. So we got a dramatic drop in, there in those temperatures out there. I mean, like I said, we're literally going from like the East Coast in like the 60s. I mean, that's warm for this time of the day. I mean, this is the coldest point in during the daytime, 7, 8 o'clock Eastern, and yeah, we're kind of in the coldest part of the day right now, and it's like really warm. I'd say it's gonna probably at least get up in the 70s today. It's gonna be pretty nice for a lot of people out there. Getting windy, about 5 to 10 minutes from being hit. Well, good luck there, TRG. Let's see here. Dang, you're early? Yeah, I'm early this morning. I just want to be here and let y'all know what's going on here because, like I said, we got ourselves these storms. Heck, I might as well do some coverage today as well. I probably will. But, yeah. Let's see here. JC says, hey, good morning. Did I see the water spout yesterday in South Florida over open water? It was beautiful. I did not see that. Interesting. Julie says, Martinsville, short track about to get, let's see, sock. Where, let's see. You said Martinsville? Is this, which Martinsville is this? There's Martinsville, Virginia. Maybe Virginia, I guess. All right, let's try the Virginia here. Maybe that's where you're talking about. I would assume that's where you're talking. Oh, yeah. No, Martinsville's in it. Yep. Yeah, Julie, here you go. Yeah, Martinsville's in that severe thunderstorm warning here. Like I said, the only concern out of this guy right now, though, is the threat for some gusty winds. Apparently, there is a bit of lightning activity on it, too. Yeah, you can see where the heavy rain is right there across the purples. Like I said, hail, though, is not really a big concern out of this guy. Martinsville, Virginia. Yep, yeah, I thought so. Figured so, since we were talking about Virginia. Yeah, no, Martinsville, I'd say you're about to get hit here in the next 15 minutes or so. Yeah, about the next 15 minutes or so, you're going to be getting impacted by this. Yeah, it's actually the first, let's see, what's the cloud ceiling? Any puff-ups? So, I guess you're talking about echo tops here. Let's see here. According to this, we are seeing these echo tops about 27,000 feet up. Yep, about 27,000 feet is the height of these storms here. Kind of middle topped. That actually leads me, I want to go ahead and show you all the satellite view real quickly. Yeah, it's actually really pretty this morning on the satellite view. A lot of clearing across like portions of the Midwest. That's probably going to change for at least these upper portions, because we got this, because we have a low pressure system up there that's going to swing down some cloud cover. It's a big mess right there. It's going to bring down some cloud cover across the Mid-Atlantic here down in time. I was actually watching the models and stuff like that. So, but yeah, look how beautiful it is out there this morning. I'm gonna regionalize this here to the eastern United States. Yeah, you see these little puffy clouds up there? Those are where the thunderstorms are popping. That right there, that's right where the line is that we have that severe thunderstorm. So that's it from satellite view right there. So that's right there where that severe thunderstorm warning is located. Yeah, no. This thing's actually a pretty interesting looking storm, though. It definitely looks like it's going to be a downpour, that's for sure. Storms are moving. Let's see how fast they're moving here. Wow, moving northeast at 60. Yeah, I mean, they're moving pretty quickly, though. I mean, I got this line here that Virginia's starting to experience. I got this, like, late last night, yesterday. I recognize the city. I'm in Cincinnati. We got a little something yesterday. Yeah, same here, Julie. Yep. I did as well. I got a new weather station, actually. It says we got about a half an inch of rain, which was nothing crazy, but at least it was a little something. Can't remember the last time it rained here, so. But yeah. Haley says, good morning. Good morning, Haley. Hope you're doing good. But like I was saying, y'all, look how warm the temperatures are this morning. Across, like, D.C. Metro, I mean, just a lot of the Mid-Atlantic. I mean, like I said here, I'm going to go ahead and explain this to y'all. I'm going to clear the map for a second, because I kind of want to show you guys what I'm talking about here. Let's see, we're going to go ahead and clear the map here. I'm going to switch y'all over to this view. We're going to turn off the Outlook here for a moment. All right, here we go. Okay, so basically what's going on, the reason why it's so daggone warm this morning across portions of, like, the Mid-Atlantic, like I said, we have the cold front. This is not perfect, but the cold front's somewhere around here. And like I said, what cold fronts do is they replace the warm air with cooler air. So we have a lot of warm air coming up from the tropics, basically. You know, just a bunch of warm air coming from the coastlines, driving their way up here into the east. And that's why it's so daggone warm. That's why it's humid, too. So you're getting all of that. Oh, shoot, I should have probably, yeah, there we go, keep that. And then, of course, we have the cooler air that's coming from the backside. So basically that cooler air is overtaking the warm air here. And eventually all this will push out. So once you get that thunderstorm activity, that's when you know the cold air is going to start moving in. And like I said, if we take a look here right now at the radar view, or back here at the radar view, with the overlay of temperatures, see how it's like 60s? Literally as early as like 8:40 right now. It's 8:40 in the morning, Eastern-wise. And it's like this. This is like normally one of the coldest portions of the day. I think it's like right just before sunrise. And with it being currently like 8:40, we're seeing those temperatures already in the 60s. But look how much they drop off, like I said. It goes in like the 40s once you move towards like the Ohio Valley region. And the Mid-Atlantic region just a lot more warmer. Anyways, but like I said, y'all, we do have a severe thunderstorm warning. Like I said, I'm a little surprised to see this capturing the first one of the day here on the morning forecast for y'all. Rocky Mount, we have Martinsville, Ridgeway, Boone's Mill. Y'all about to get hit here. Same thing, Spencer. I'd say you guys on that main little highway there between Boone's Mill and Ridgeway. I'd say you guys are probably gonna get hit within the next 20 minutes or so. So, but like I said, out of this guy, it's just gusty winds is the main concern. Up to 60 max. That's kind of what we're looking at. Yeah, I mean nothing extreme hail wise right yet. Anyways, because like I said, later on, as these storms mature, we get some more sunlight. Daylight heating starts to occur, temperatures rise. That's when these storms could become a little bit more explosive. So we're gonna have to wait for that, but they're already starting to show signs of possible severe weather activity out there. I mean, this whole line here, let's see. Yeah, a lot of lightning detection on these guys too. So we'll keep an eye out there for that. But like I was telling you guys here earlier, just a few moments ago, we're supposed to get some pretty interesting stuff here regarding Texas. Like I said, here in Texas, we're supposed to get, according to the HRRR, which is one of the fancy weather models we have here, this one shows some really nasty storms popping off in Texas here, kind of around like 3 Central, 3 o'clock for the local people out here in Central Texas. But look at that little danger nugget there. Basically a little pop-up thunderstorm. Now, once again, models aren't perfect. This is just a little estimate of what possibly could happen. But I tell you what, it does show a pretty nasty supercell firing off there, kind of individually, and then kind of turning into this weird line, kind of by like late evening, essentially. So, very interesting to see. Let's see. I'm gonna overlay back the severe hail risk, because like I said, we actually have a really big risk for hail today. Let's see. We're gonna move you all over here to Outlook monitoring. Let's see. Here we go. Hail. Yeah. So like I said, you guys notice how this has like these dashed lines in it? That's showing us where we have our big old hail threat. Like I said, that's what we call a significant hail threat. And that's going to be bringing potentially 2 inches in diameter or larger of hail. But you know what? Yeah, I mean, look at that. Shows all that nasty potential hail popping up out there. So if you guys are towards, like, if this rings a bell in Central Texas, like Junction, Eden, Burnett, let's see here, Rock Springs, Sonora, El Dorado. Yeah, those regions, Johnson City, Fredericksburg, if that rings a bell. Like I said, that's kind of the regions where the big hail is going to be possible today. So we're going to have to really watch out for those regions. Can I show the HRRR for North Carolina? Of course. Yeah, we could do that. Yeah, according to later on down in time here, kind of showing like 5 o'clock is the current image. Shows a bunch of like. Here's the thing. So up north, you kind of notice how it's this big nasty line. It's kind of showing a bunch of just heavy, moderate rainfall mess. Honestly, in some cases, like we see in this frame, that could actually limit the severity of the storms. It's mostly these guys down here I'm a little concerned about. Honestly, I would not be surprised if they did bring down that slight risk here in the next update. Really would not be surprised if they did that overall. Bring that risk down a little bit. But yeah, no, you can see right in there, this region, right as we start, you can't see the time, but it's showing 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern. Kind of right around in that time, early afternoon-ish. Early middle afternoon. Just shows a bunch of kind of spread out storms. Yeah, the more spread out these storms get, the more isolated they go. That's kind of sometimes the more severe they can become. And like I said, main concern out there today in like portions of California, not California. Oh my gosh, it's early, y'all. Portions here of eastern South Carolina. That's what I meant to say. Eastern North Carolina. You guys, that's kind of where the biggest threat kind of is. In terms of hail and damaging winds, also, once again, a few tornadoes can't be ruled out today. So, like I said, personally, I don't think many tornadoes will occur. So, like I said, just because you hear the word tornado does not mean you should freak out about it. It's possible. It's not impossible, but like I said, it's a very, very low chance. I mean, the risk does not even go any lower than what the risk is for today. Let me go ahead and show you all real quickly. So, this right here, y'all, let's go ahead and see. We're going to move this over here. I'm going to turn off the radar for 1 second for y'all so that we guys don't have to deal with all of that. Let's see. Radar. Oh, it should be off. I don't know why it's on still. Anyways, we'll have to bear with it. But like I said, they have quite a big tornado threat. I mean, quite a big tornado area. Like I said, low threat, large area. So everywhere inside, I know it's kind of a little bit difficult to read this, so I'm going to go ahead and kind of show you. So that's the tornado probability for today. So like I said, tornadoes could happen. Very, very low chance, though, but they could be possible. Looks like a hot dog. All across these regions here. Once again, kind of targeting eastern South Carolina, going up through North Carolina, Virginia, portions of Delaware, Maryland, even portions here of New Jersey, eastern Pennsylvania. Small tornado threat. Like I said, they have a 2% chance. And what that means is that every 25 miles, there's a 2% chance a tornado could drop in that boundary. So, like I said, pretty low threat overall. So, like I said, nothing to worry about specifically. Now, obviously, if you're under a tornado warning, say that there is tornado danger, then, like I said, then that's when you take action. And speaking of the current severe storm, like I said, this is our first severe thunderstorm warning just popped up of the day here. Yeah, including Martinsville. This is in Virginia, by the way, y'all. This is in southwestern Virginia. Martinsville, Rocky Mount, Boone's Mill. My friends out there, you guys. Yep, got a bit of a strong storm out there. Just the only concern here for damaging winds there. So, but pretty aggressive looking, huh? Like I said, we got some pretty heavy precipitation going up there towards Ferrum. So you guys are probably about to get downpoured on, I'm sure. Carolina, California, at least they're both coasts, just opposite ends of the country. Yeah, pretty much, Julie. Pretty much. Let's see here. EF2, 1.3 miles wide, was just a few miles from me. I'm lucky. Wow, you are. Yeah, definitely glad to see that you're all right, that's for sure. It's all that matters, you know. Definitely glad to see that you're all right out there. That's all that matters, you know. I tell you what, I do want to go ahead and show y'all something real quickly. Let's take a look at these wind gusts out there. Yeah, I feel like it's going to be pretty gusty out there with these storms that could roll through here. So let's go and take a look at these wind gusts here for you. So this is one of the models we use. This one's called the HRRR. If this thing decides it wants to finish loading here, then there we go. All right. Yeah, I mean, look at that. It shows some pretty gusty wind. Wow, look at that, 40 knots. So, to you people who don't know knots, 40 knots is about 50 plus miles an hour. So we're talking like 50, maybe 55 miles per hour out there. So it could get pretty gusty. Oh, that's just like wind gusts. That's like non-thunderstorm related. Holy cow. Yeah, it could get pretty gusty out there. Let's take a look at the Texas storms here. Because like I said, as we move into Texas, I'm sure those storms are going to be producing some pretty gusty winds. Oh, wow. Look at that. 57 knots. Let's see here. You know what? I'm actually going to do... Here you go. All right. Knots to miles. So I said 57, right? Let me double check on that. Yep, 57. Now, don't take this serious. Don't take this with a grain of... Or take this with a grain of salt. I'm just curious to see. 65 miles an hour. Interesting. Yeah, don't take that too seriously. But like I said, it's just interesting to see how crazy that is. Yeah, like I said, you all notice how it says significant severe. Like I said, that's kind of the Texas main problem today. Because once again, we're expecting 2 areas of severe weather to occur. One of the areas being in Texas. I think that portions here in Texas has the greatest probability for today regarding severe weather. Once again, to my central folks out there in central Texas, kind of north of San Antonio, west of Austin, to these areas that might ring a bell, kind of towards like Junction, Texas, Eden, Texas, Fredericksburg, Texas, Sonora, Texas, those regions there. Kind of in a big old hail threat for y'all today. And like I said, you guys out there might even be in line for the possibility of some very large hail. I mean, we're talking like over golf ball size being possible. So we're talking some big old hail producers looking possible out there. So got to look out for that. Like I said, you can really see those storms firing off here, kind of showing around 6 o'clock or so here in Texas. Yeah, let's go ahead and bring that back a little bit. Yeah, you can see here, here's the HRRR. This is showing around 3 o'clock Central, so to my local fans out there in Texas. You guys, like I said, you can start to see those storms popping off there, kind of towards winters. Now, once again, take this with a grain of salt, but shows a interesting storm firing off here. Then kind of growing, heading there towards Coleman, Brownwood, kind of around like 5 o'clock or so. But once again, like I said again, don't take that too seriously. Just, it could be possible. But we are generally expecting a bunch of possible severe storms to fire off here. Kind of really growing in size from what it looks like, kind of in like the evening hours of today. So we're talking like just after sunset. That's probably when we can see a bunch of storms popping off out there. So, and like I said, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and switch y'all back over here to this screen. But overall, when it comes to it, let's go ahead and move over here to the categorical outlook. Like I said, we have 2 areas we're watching here. And like I said, so we have 2 different levels of severity. So like I said, in reality, in the storm spectrum, it goes from a scale from 1 to 5. The more higher the number there is, the more severe it could potentially get. And we have a level 1, so the lowest threat across the areas here in green. This does include San Antonio, Killeen, Austin, Texas. Yes, Austin, Texas included with that. And then we move into the level 2. Now, this is where more severe storms are possible, more stronger storms are possible. That's where the larger hail is expected, all that fun stuff. So, Got to watch out there across Central Texas. If y'all know anybody out there, just give them a heads up. Let them know that big old storms are possible. Once again, tornadoes on both of these events here for today, or both of these areas here for today. Not expected to be anything too crazy. Just a really low chance for possibility of tornadoes. Just not enough to be completely ruled out of the equation here, but very low, very low chance. And of course, we got this other risk here on the East Coast, like I said, including portions of Florida, actually all the way from Orlando. Yep, including Orlando. Going as far down south as Palm Bay, potentially. Driving up into coastal Georgia, right there towards Brunswick, Savannah. Kicking stronger across South Carolina there. Really picks up on that level 2 across like Charleston, Myrtle Beach, Florence. Moving into North Carolina, covering a lot of regions. Wilmington, Jacksonville, Fayetteville, Raleigh, Elizabeth City, Greenville, Roanoke Rapids. Moving up into Virginia Beach, Richmond. Let's see. Yeah, there towards D.C. Moving up here towards Delaware, like Dover. It's cutting into a lot of the state of Delaware here, since it's such a small, isolated state. Not really isolated, but just small state in general. Then, of course, southeastern Pennsylvania, Lancaster, also Philadelphia, barely making the cut there. And southwestern portions of New Jersey. And like I said, right up there towards that. So, let's see here. TRG says, wind was up to 30 miles an hour, mainly heavy rain. Wind and rain made for a cold rain shower. I hear ya. Well, I'm glad to see you're all right. Yeah. Oh, you know what they just did? They just issued another severe thunderstorm warning. They just now did that. Would you look at that? So this is for Greensboro. This one's actually in North Carolina. So Greensboro, let's see, Pleasant Garden, Jamestown, Summerfield, Thomasville, High Point. Let's see what this guy's about. Oh, wow, they actually included hail on this one, too. Or on this one. This is the first one of hail on it today. 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. So, once again, towards those regions. Greensboro, kind of the most populated region in that. High Point. Yeah, those cities out there. Still got the warning for up north in Virginia, though. Kind of right here towards KFCX. I always think of KFC. Kentucky Fried Chicken radar out there. Oh, look at that. Holy cow. Thunderstorm wind damage. Got a report coming through here west of Stanleytown. From 911 call center, look at this. Thunderstorm winds blew down a tree in the intersection of Crestview Drive and Blackberry Road. Wow. Well, there you go. First report of the day, too, from what it looks like. Let's see. It'll be interesting what Doc does with this next forecast update. Yes. I don't know what you mean by Doc, but you mean SPC? Storm Prediction Center should be updating here pretty soon. You know, they just released it, actually. It looks like they kept everything the same. So I think we're still the same regarding that. TRG says that's new SPC. Yeah, it looks the same though to me. Well, I'll give it a minute to look update. Sometimes it takes a moment to really update there, but we'll see. We'll see what happens out there. Yeah, like I said, the really area. Okay, being honest with you guys, and what I think is the biggest concern for the areas out there in the east. Like I said, I'm a little concerned for these regions. We're going to circle it. You see how the model kind of suggests these areas here, kind of showing a bunch of like discrete individual storms. You see how they're more individual, and then you got this clump up here that's just a big convective mess. You see how that's just a big blob. So I think that could actually, if it does pull out a mode like this, nice little potato there. If it does pull out a mode like this, I think it could just basically just be just a bunch of rain, really nothing severe. Because, in terms of this, this actually suffocates some storms if there's too much convection, too much rainfall. And like I said, once you move into the singular action, that's when things get a little bit more stronger. So that's kind of what I think. So if y'all live down in the south side, yeah, no, I really think that you guys out there, Southern Virginia, Eastern, Northeastern South Carolina, Central, Eastern North Carolina, I think you guys have the biggest threat for today. And like I said, hail, damaging winds, and like I said, an isolated tornado cannot be ruled out, but once again, it does not mean you should freak out over tornado probability. But this event's going to be happening here, obviously starting now, since we're already starting to get some of these severe thunderstorm warnings popping up here, but eventually this will be moving this way eastward. Eventually off the Atlantic coast here kind of by midnight. So that'll be good. But then, like I said, then after this event here, we got ourselves another one here. Like I said, another little line of storms popping up. Starting to see a bunch of convection. Yeah, like I said, we're starting to see a bunch of these cells pop up here. Like so my friends out there in Central Texas, I say y'all definitely got to watch out for these storms here, because like I said, they could be producing some monstrous hail. Like, holy cow. Like I said, they put a significant severe. You see that, how it says that? That's basically telling us that we're looking out for some big old hail. And according to the HRRR, one of the fancy models we use here, it shows a pretty nasty supercell popping off here, kind of around like 3 o'clock p.m. Once again, take that with a grain of salt. But that's interesting. Let's see here. I live in Maryland. Should I be worried? So, let's see here. So, for Maryland, like I said, you're kind of in that zone where I think that storms could have a bit of a hard time. It does show a pretty nasty line, though. Some really heavy precipitation rolling through Baltimore, kind of maybe around like 4 o'clock or so, roughly. But I think the damaging winds could be your main concern. Maybe some hail mixing in. But like I said, I'm a little bit more concerned for those areas down south, you know. What about Shenandoah Valley, Virginia? So Shenandoah Valley here, you know, especially those upper elevations. Yeah, when it comes through it here, you're gonna be seeing those storms here pretty early. You know, kind of around noon, if not a little bit after noon. Like I said, you know, kind of same thing applies. Maybe some hail, maybe some damaging wind gusts. Like I said, there's a 15% chance here for hail, I believe. Or sorry, damaging winds out there. Yes, the hail threat's been pushed down out of the out of the Shenandoah Valley for the most part. Here, let me go ahead and show you all what I'm talking about really quickly. So the Storm Prediction Center, this is the National Weather Service branch for storm prediction. And they have obviously the tornado threat there. Very low chance. Once again, there is a threat, just not enough to be completely ruled out, but very low chance overall. Nothing to really be worried about. But damaging winds out there, 15% chance. That's kind of a big concern. But like I said, hail kind of pulls away from the why do I keep on saying the Ohio Valley? Shenandoah Valley. Actually, I grew up here, so I should know that better by now. But yeah, no, that's kind of what we're looking at. But yeah, no, it looks like they kept the same risk overall. And then you notice how it has a 15 little dashed line through there for Central Texas. Like I said, that's where the big hail is. That's where they're saying hail could be like golf ball size or higher. So like I said, if you're across those regions, yeah, I would really consider keeping an eye out there for those regions. So, like I said, it just definitely looks a little bit interesting. And like I said, especially with the latest model runs like the HRRR and stuff like that. So that is just kind of what we are seeing out there, you know. Let's see here. See, 223 likes. What? Mine's only saying 59. So what time, let's see, for the coast, am I thinking the new update? North Carolina East Coast. Well, they just updated the risk out there. They basically kept it the same for the most part for you. Let's see, Central Virginia EIS says, hello, what's up? Hope you're doing good. I'm under the slight risk. Do I see any severe thunderstorm warnings for Martinsville? Yes, there is a severe thunderstorm warning for Martinsville. We were actually watching this here a moment ago. And apparently Martinsville is about to get hit here very, very soon. So you should be taking action accordingly. So the main concern out of you, my friend, is just some wind gusts, maybe up to 60 miles an hour. There was actually a report just to your northwest here a few moments ago. 911 call center reported somebody basically called 911 and said that, hey, there's a tree down blocking the intersection of Crestview Drive and Blackberry Road. I don't know if you know those places or not, but not far from Martinsville. You know, only a couple miles. But yes, you're under a severe thunderstorm warning. So I would stay away from windows. Just recommend to stay away from windows, and it should be good to go. Just remain indoors until it gets kicked off. Wow, look at the heavy rain there towards like Union. That's interesting. Let's see here. Carson says, are the storms going to fire more later behind the line? Let's see, in effect, Central North Carolina. So, like I said, I really do think that those areas out there towards, like, Central North Carolina and South, also portions like Southeastern Virginia, has the biggest concern. I think it's really going to rain out areas here of, like, Maryland and Northern Virginia. I mean, you see how it's just a big blob of heavy, moderate precipitation. Sometimes in these cases here, they can just turn pretty sour, meaning that you don't see much severe weather activity out there, but no, that's just kind of what we're looking at there. So, I mean, you never know. A few damaging wind gusts, a few hail, reports could come through here. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I feel like the areas here down south has a much more higher probability of it. North to South Carolina kind of seems like the bullseye there for that hail and that damaging wind potential out there on the eastern side, anyways. But then we move over to Texas. Like I said, that's where things change altogether. Still have a slight risk, but like I said, this one's a significant slight risk, meaning that there is a big old chance for some hail in this case, and got some pretty nasty looking supercells popping up there later on this evening. Maybe turning into a small little line there, according to HRRR, which is interesting. Very interesting stuff. Yeah, like I said, the NAM 3 kilometer model really didn't show too much of anything crazy going on here. Let me go ahead and show you all real quickly. Yeah, this model is a little interesting. How it just kind of shows a few little fizzle up storms. One kind of big blob over Mason, then just kind of fizzle out again. But I'm going to go with the GFS, or not the GFS, the HRRR's likelihood on this one. Because it does look like it's going to fire off more discreetly out there. So, and of course, like I said, we track our way down here later on with the, with this model here. You can kind of see how there's a bunch more kind of broken up storms down here than it is up north. Yeah, especially with this view. Let's see, I'm going to go ahead and switch over here to a satellite for a second, y'all. We're going to take a look at the current view out there. Just want to grab a little glimpse of what's going on. Let's see, here we go. Geo color. Let's try natural color. Oh, wow, that's weird looking. Let's see, yeah, we're going to go back to geo color here. That's what we're going to look at. So right now, I mean, pretty clear across a lot of regions here, like Midwest region. Now, this is actually going to become cloudy later on, even though it's clear right now. This little cloud set over Iowa is going to push down southeast. You're going to get a little bit more cloud cover out there. Just a little heads up. Pretty clear. Now, here's the thing. So, pretty clear out here towards Texas right now. But as the sun comes up, we're starting to get that radiative heating. So, basically, all this heat is going to be heating up the ground, and all that warm air is going to want to start rising. And once it rises, it's going to enter the colder environment in the upper atmosphere, and that's going to start condensing into some towers, which will start firing off some storms. Once again, kind of estimated to be there around, like, 4 o'clock maybe, roughly. I'd say between like 4 and 6. You should be getting some storms firing off out there. Once again, like I said, really targeting central Texas for that secondary risk out there. Once again, hail is the biggest concern. Also, a few damaging wind gusts and a few tornadoes cannot be ruled out, but like I said, I think that hail is a big problem there. Let's see. I'm just watching on the radar. I'm actually not in the warning. Oh, that's good. That is good. Let's see here. But yeah. But like I said, y'all, if you guys have any questions, hey, feel free to let us know. We'll be here for y'all. If it's the first time y'all are joining here, once again, consider hitting that subscribe button. Be greatly appreciated, y'all. Thank you for joining us. TRG says just lost power. Back on now. That's why I was not here. Wow, really? That's crazy. You know what? TRG, I don't know if you heard what I said here about this report that came through near Martinsville. I don't know how close that is to you. But a little bit west of Martinsville, a couple of miles out there, there was actually a report coming through of blew down a tree on the intersection. So there's obviously a little bit of damage that's coming out of this storm here, right? The one that you're in, since you're inside of this storm here. A little bit of damage coming out of it. So it would not be surprised if you did get a little bit of, or one of the trees maybe hit a power line and alternated, kind of probably changed the electric grid around. So you finally got power back. North Carolina had a tornado warning an hour and a half ago? No, they did not. I've been here the entire time on this. At least from what I know. Holy cow. There was a damage report coming through earlier. Trees down near Newberry Drive. Structural collapse on 251. Wow. See, this guy, thunderstorm winds blew down several large trees. So it already looks like there's a lot of damage coming out of these storm lines here. Holy cow, dude. Yeah, we're going to have to watch out. That's kind of what I think is the big concern here. Obviously, it's kind of like the concern there for, like, really large. Or, sorry, for, like, some big old damaging wind gusts out of it. I think that's kind of one of the big old concerns out there. We will need to watch that very closely. We're going to move this back over to... let's see. We're going to move this back to the models for a second. Back to NAM 3K. Or you know what? We're going to move this over here real quickly. We're going to move it to the HRRR. Because like I said, HRRR really showed a lot of crazy activity happening there in Texas later. So to the new viewers out there, if y'all know anybody in Texas, Central Texas mostly, you might want to give them a heads up. Pretty much just north of San Antonio here. Like I said, look at this. Showing a really aggressive storm popping up here. Kind of like 3 o'clock p.m. Let's see. Oh, wow. Yeah, TRG. 8 a.m. Eastern. I never seen that, so it must have been, like, gone within a few minutes. Yeah, it must have flew under my radar. But I don't even think we were live then. Was that 8 o'clock a.m.? Yeah, that was before I went live, though. I was live. I went live here, started at 8:15 this morning. Oh, wow. But like I said, my friends, out there towards Texas, y'all got to watch out for a few supercells looking possible. You know, see, look at that. Pretty nasty pop-up storms out there looking possible. Maybe firing off a few large hail events possibly. And like I said, the HRRR, the model we're looking at here, estimated the potential hail size of like up to ping pong ball size and higher. Let's see here. Let's see. Dixie Doodles says Caryville, Oklahoma. So here's the thing. Oklahoma actually does not have a threat for today, so that's good news. So when it comes to it out there for you, yeah, you're pretty clear, my friend. You're looking pretty good. Yeah, it's mostly this area here south, like Central Texas, that has the threat here. Also for the coastal eastern United States. You know, for like New York, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and it really starts kicking in there towards like, you know, southeastern Pennsylvania, Virginia. I really personally think, personally, my opinion, I think that, you know, areas here like North, South Dakota, I think that's going to be like the highest threat for severe weather out there, at least on the mid-Atlantic side. Because, like I said, there's 2 areas of potential severe weather today. Yeah, it's mostly these regions where the models are kind of hinting towards a lot of discrete storms, like kind of well-spaced out storms. Once again, I can actually go ahead and show you what I'm talking about here. Back on the models really quickly. Let's go ahead and move back over here really quickly. I'm going to switch you guys over to this now. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it kind of shows a few more pop-up cells, you know, kind of see how there's a few little pop-up ones. And up here in the north, how it's just a big old line of just nasty convection out there. So just kind of a bunch of rainy mess up there. I think that could hurt thunderstorm severity. Oh, wow, new severe thunderstorm warning. They just issued ahead of that one. Let's see here. Chatham included. Timberlake, Bedford, Alta Vista. You guys are included in Virginia. Let's see. Dakota, says Julie. Dakotas are not. Like I said, Dakotas are actually pretty good. So nothing crazy. Did I say Dakota by accident? Whoops. I do that a lot, y'all. I'm serious. Yeah, I'm talking North, South Carolina. Yeah, Dakotas. Yeah, we're good. Sorry about that, y'all. Yeah, sometimes I just ramble. I don't even know. Apparently, I didn't even notice it this time. It's pretty bad. Thank you for correcting me, though. But no, the Dakotas are good. False alarm to you guys out there. But like I said, yeah, North, South Carolina is kind of where I do expect the. Oh wow, look at that. Greensboro's inside of a warning now. That's kind of where I do expect like the biggest concerns out of those kind of isolated storms. Like once again, hail, damaging wind gusts, maybe up to 60 miles an hour in some of the storms. Who knows? Maybe a few of them could get stronger than that. Maybe 70 could theoretically occur. So, gotta look out for that. Oh, also, I will mention to you guys, to my friends out there across like the western Ohio Valley, upper Midwest region, a few thunder showers could even be possible out of this. Got a bit of circulation. Low pressure system currently located around the region here. Actually, last time I checked observations, it was actually up in like northeastern Minnesota earlier this morning. But this is possibly going to drive some of those rain showers down across the Ohio Valley. And also to my friends out here, like towards Kentucky, right where I'm at, pretty clear here on the satellite view right now, but that's probably going to change, or that likely will change, because, here, I'll go and show you real quickly. So we do geocolor. You can see all of that cloud cover right there towards like Iowa, northern Missouri, Illinois. That's going to be tracking this way, moving down to, towards portions of like Kentucky. So that's going to be, making these clouds or making the skies pretty much overcast for the most part. So it's going to be pretty boring. But then later on the night, though, it'll eventually clear back up to more clear conditions. So it's not going to stay there forever, essentially. But right now, like I said, the good news is, though, I mean, I wasn't sure if you call it good news or not, but like I said, right here in Texas, at the moment, like I said, that's where the big risk is, right here. The big risk is right there, actually. But when it comes to it, like I said, right now, as you can see, I mean, it's pretty much clear across a lot of Texas out there, except for a little bit of cloud cover right there towards like Santa Angelo. So, but the good news is, or the bad news is about that, depending on which way you want to look at it. For storms, this is good news because, like I said, as the sun comes up, the heat from the sun, radiation, obviously radiative heating starts to warm up the surface. That's going to get that warmer air to want to start to rise because, hot air rises, cold air sinks. That hot air that starts rising is going to be moving into a colder environment, and that's going to start condensing. As you have probably learned in school, once that warm air reaches the cold air, that's when condensing or condensation begins. And that's whenever these storms are going to start generating, is whenever whenever the surface heats up enough to where it can start allowing. That's why you see thunderstorms mostly in the afternoon. It's because it takes some time for the surface to heat up. And some of these events here, I mean, you can actually have the surface already heated up, and the clouds kind of trap it, and that's where you can have some really overnight thunderstorms sometimes. Anyways, I'm just kind of rambling on at this point here. But yeah. Let's see here. What about North Carolina, Greensboro? What the heck is going on with my satellite view? Oh, I think my satellite's glitching out a little bit. We're going to have to move that away. All right. Let's see. So you said for Greensboro? All right. Or is it Goldsboro, right? Goldsboro? Greensboro? You said Greensboro. Okay. So Greensboro, let's see. I don't see it here, but let me look it up real quickly. Let's see. Greensboro. Here we go. Oh, okay. Okay. You're actually in that warning right now. So what is it for North? Yeah. So yeah, you're actually in that severe thunderstorm warning right now. Got to look out for maybe some gusty winds out of it. Let's go and switch over to the radar for 1 second. Yeah, look out for some hail too potentially. Let's see. We're gonna switch to this guy. Yeah, there you go. I think the closest one here is in Virginia. But yeah, it's moving over Greensboro right now. Let's see. Quarter size hail maximum potential. So hail up the size of quarters could be possible. Maybe some wind gusts up to 60, but. Yeah, just stay away from windows, and you should be good. Should be good to go. But I will tell you, though, there has been a bit of damage reported actually out of these storms here. Let's see, we're going to move that forward. There we go. Yeah, there's been actually quite a bit of damage reporting out of this little line of storms that's rolling through here right now, so we'll keep an eye on it. Yeah, there's reports of, like, trees falling from these wind gusts and stuff like that, so yeah, just a little heads up for y'all out there. Just keeping y'all advised, just keeping y'all up to date. But like I said, the maximum severe potential here for today, or the maximum, let's see, the highest point of some severe thunderstorms today, they have that marginal risk actually all the way up. So that's basically that first level of severe storm activity. So like I said, there's a scale from 1 to 5. Think of it that way. The higher the number, the more crazy it's going to get. This is a level 1, so it's a low-end severe thunderstorm risk area, but it's still a risk for severe and damaging storms. But they actually moved this all the way up, that level 1, all the way down, or all the way up, I should say, into central New York, southeast of Rochester. Kind of actually, as far north as Syracuse, actually. Wow, I didn't think it went up that high. Maybe that's part of the new update they just did. Also have this down towards Palm Bay, as far down south. So we're talking a pretty large margin of potential severe weather this afternoon. So we're going to need to watch out. And of course, we got ourselves this severe weather threat out there. And remember the scale of 1 to 5 I told you guys about? Like I said, we actually have a level 2 across the area in yellow, level 1 across the area here in green. So to my friends out there, you guys right in here, roughly, that's where that severe weather risk is at for today across Texas. And then, once again, like I said, if you guys are just joining in here, let me show you something real quickly. The HRRR, which is one of the models we use here on forecasting. Fellow weather people know what the HRRR is, but it stands for High Resolution Rapid Refresh. So it refreshes every hour. It's a kept up-to-date model. It refreshes every single hour, so 24 times a day. But obviously, yeah, look at that. So it really shows a pretty gnarly-looking storm firing off here around, let's see. Yeah, it kind of shows the storm firing off maybe around like, oh wow, this is the latest one. Just came out, looks like. Yeah, we're going to go to the latest. Don't think that, oh yeah, it does. Wow. Still shows it. Here's the latest one. Yeah, this is the newer model. We looked at the last one here a few moments ago. Shows a really wow, now 2 nasty storms out there. Holy cow. Towards Brownwood still. Coleman. That's something to watch out for. HRRR does show that. So like I said, it shows a few pretty gnarly looking storms firing off there. And the pink is kind of representing the potential of some heavy rain and maybe even some hail. And like I said, that's where we have that significant hail threat out there. If you don't know what that means, let me go and show you all real quickly. So you notice how on the Outlook, how this has like little bars through it, little dashes going through it, significant severe. That means that we're talking hail potential 2 inches in diameter or larger. 15% chance every 25 miles. So every 25 miles on a square box, basically there could be hail up to 2 inches in diameter or larger, literally larger than golf ball potential, somewhere inside a 25-mile box that's inside this warning. So that kind of repeats every single 25 miles. So just kind of give you all the probability, a little bit of a reference for that. But this is kind of showing like 5 o'clock or so. Yeah, it kind of shows these storms popping off maybe around like 4 o'clock or so. Then kind of turning into like a small line, it looks like. As you can kind of see, maybe towards like the more evening hours, the sun starts to go down. Alexander says, I saw a slight severe in New Jersey. What should I expect? So New Jersey does actually have a risk out there. Let me show you all real quickly. I'm going to move you all to this guy real quick. So there's only one area, a little itty-bitty area in southwestern New Jersey that has this risk. Now, this does include Philadelphia, actually, with that severe threat level 2 out of 5, as we talked about. So the higher the number, the more severe it is. Level 2 is the highest risk we have today. So obviously we're not talking a big outbreak or anything like that, but still, it is a risk for severe weather. Pretty big chance, actually. So southwestern portions of New Jersey does have this risk overall. Tornado probability is a 2% chance. And like I said, it's just enough to where it cannot be completely ruled out. Just enough to where it cannot be completely ruled out. So very, very low chance, nothing to panic over. So I really wouldn't worry about it too much. Unless there's a tornado warning that gets issued for you, then pay attention to it. But when it comes to hail, yeah, there's a little bit of a slight hail threat towards like Salem. You know, we're talking maybe up to a quarter size or larger. But the part that really gets New Jersey is the damaging wind potential. And you can actually see that there with, basically the yellow, kind of what we're looking at. So, yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at. So we're talking like a 15% chance of damaging wind gusts potentially. So, Alexander, I just keep an eye on there for the wind gusts. Maybe some hail could mix in. And like I said, very low chance, but a tornado can not be ruled out completely. It is the lowest threat possible on the risk or on the forecast, but it's just enough to where it cannot be completely removed, So, very low chance overall. Very, very low chance overall. Anyways. But like I said, you guys, if y'all have any questions here, feel free to let us know. Oh my gosh. I got scared for a second. I thought that this was a whole entire severe thunderstorm warning. This big old box, but no, it's a slight risk. I'm going to remove that before I do that again. But yeah, like I said, we got to look out for that 2 areas today for severe weather. Once again, the first one to cross like the eastern coast, and then the second one's across like, the central Texas region. Got to keep an eye on it. Am I going to be live streaming tonight? Possibly. Potentially. Yeah, like I said, this morning here is just a little bit of a little update for y'all. We've been live here for now a little bit over an hour. So, I just want to go ahead and give you guys a little update here on the models and just this overall discussion just to make sure you guys are in the loop of everything. Like I said, obviously, you guys staying safe out there is our number one priority out there, so we're going to do what we do. Or we're going to do what we can. But like I said, if y'all want to know my opinion out here today, once again, I personally think, so to my friends out there in the Mid-Atlantic, we're talking like Virginia, Pennsylvania, North, South Carolina, you guys out there, even though that big severe weather, that slight risk goes all the way up into portions of like, southeastern Pennsylvania, I think the biggest concern for today is going to be across like North and South Carolina. Because like I said, you notice how they're kind of more isolated. These storms are kind of more broken up. You see that? And then up here, you just have a big blob. So that big blob is probably going to prevent a lot of really nasty storms. But like I said, I think the damaging winds on that line potentially still could be pretty strong. Definitely some torrential rains, I'm sure. But like I said, the good news is that how fast these storms are moving. Like I said, 60 miles an hour, at least out of these guys already that's firing off. I mean, these guys are moving about 60. This was moving out 40. Slowed down a little bit since the last time we looked at it. But since the motion's, kind of moderate, relatively quick for the most part, I don't think that, extreme flooding is going to be a concern out there. So that's good news, at least. That is definitely some good news, at least. But anyways. All right. Well, I'm going to do something a little special for y'all. I want to do a quick little detour for a second. I want to go ahead and show you guys something really quickly. We're going to switch over here to the models for a moment. So this is the American GFS. This is the long-range American model. Just want to briefly touch up on what we possibly could see here. So obviously with this event going on right now, like I said, we have this line that's going to be rolling through, driving those severe storms today. Little pop-ups here in central portions of Texas. And then, of course, next kind of shows a, wow, that's interesting. For the 29th, it's still several days out, but it kind of shows a little spin up there towards like upper Ohio Valley, kind of more like the northeastern Midwest region. Wow, that's interesting. And it just kind of fades off there. But it's almost official to say that I think that snowfall this year is mostly over. I know a lot of you guys are probably happy about that, but I think that the snow is mostly gone. Yeah, don't let me jinx it, though, because you never know. Oh, wow, look at that. Another report coming through here. Thunderstorm winds blew down one tree along the 100 block of Ramble Road close to the intersection of Patsy. I thought it said Pasty. Patsy Avenue. So, apparently, yeah, there's two different trees that are down here towards, like, Stanleytown and, Collinsville, near Martinsville. Interesting stuff. So it goes to show you, I mean, even this early in the morning, that there's still some pretty brutal storms that's popping off out of this here. So that's pretty interesting. Let's see, go to Michigan already. There's really not much happening in Michigan, though, other than a few little pop-ups. It does show maybe the potential for a few showers, maybe a few thunder showers. I don't even know if they're going to be really, yeah, no, they're not going to be anything like thundering. Essentially, there's just not enough instability out there. Probably just a bit of rain for the eastern portion of Michigan, but that's about it. A few rain showers. Could be heavy at times, but that's about it. Let's see. We didn't get much in Cincinnati. Yeah, we didn't either here in Louisville. I'm here towards Louisville, and got like nothing this year. It's ridiculous. But the good news is that in the weather news, we're out of La Nina, in which what that means is that we're basically heading into a big old pattern shift, my friends. And maybe, just maybe, if next year, just maybe, we could break El Nino next year, that could bring more snow to my friends out there in the east. So we're holding on. We've been in La Nina for the last several years, since 2019, and now it's finally here to where we possibly could get an El Nino. Let's hope so. El Nino means more snowier winters for, like I said, a lot of the areas here. Once again, towards the Mid-Atlantic region, even the southeast a little bit. So, is Michigan going to be hit with big storms? No. So the weather is bearing down quick on D.C. area. Yes. Like I said, D.C. does have a risk here for severe weather today. Yeah, you can kind of see it right there. There's D.C. According to this model, this is what we call the HRRR, High Resolution Rapid Refresh. Kind of shows these storms moving through around 2, 3 o'clock. I'd say between 2 and 4. Just to give it a little bit of a wiggle room there. 2 and 4. Let's see. We're going to try the NAM 3 kilometer. Just kind of verify here, So between 2 and 4 on that model. So let's go ahead and see. Here we go. All right. This one shows it between... Oh, this one's a little bit later. Between 3 and 5, actually. So 2 and 4 and 3 and 5. So, I would personally say, I'd personally go 2 to 4, honestly. Let's see here. Just tuning in here. What's up? Did I get Eastern North Carolina? Yes. Yeah, we've covered Eastern North Carolina a lot today. But, like I said, since you're just tuning in here, I'll go ahead and tell you. So like I said, you guys are at risk here for severe weather. You guys are inside the slight risk. That severe threat level, 2 out of 5. I'm going to switch you guys over this real quickly. All right, so you guys are inside of the slight risk. Like I said, that area in yellow, that's kind of the big risk here for today. We're talking damaging wind potential, maybe up to 60, maybe 70 miles an hour if you're unlucky in some of the storms today. So damaging winds, like I said, even this early has already been like a factor here. I mean, like I said, out of these storms, like I said, right there, you can see the bottom just below me here. I don't know if you can read that or not, but it has some reports kind of towards like Collinsville, Martinsville, talking about how like trees have been completely blown over and damage has occurred. So like I said, we're already going over a bunch of, we're already seeing a lot of damage coming through. But like I said, even a small itty bitty tornado threat, like I said, it's literally a 2% chance, which is the lowest threat for tornadoes. Once again, it's just very, very low chance, nothing to worry about really. It's just at that boundary to where a few tornadoes could not be completely removed. So it's a very, very low chance, but it could theoretically happen. But like I said, I'm not really worried about big tornadoes today, really, at all. I think the main concern today across you guys is the damaging wind gusts, maybe up to 60, maybe 70 at worst case, and even some hail, maybe up to quarter size or larger in some of the events. But like I said, then we move over to Texas. That's where I have a really big concern for, like, hail. We're talking, like, big hail, bigger than the East Coast hail. I mean, like I said, we're talking, like, over golf ball potential. And, that's why we have a significant hail threat. So across this region here that you see highlighted, that's the significant hail region. And that's where we're talking that potential really big golf ball size hail or larger. Big stuff. Basically crossing through Interstate 10 here. So just as a few little town names to throw out there for Central Texas, if you guys know anybody out there. This is towards like Junction, Rock Springs, El Dorado. Let's see, Sonora, Brady, San Saba, Burnett's, Lino, Mason, Menard, those regions there. Yeah, so that's kind of what we're looking at. Here's the current radar view, though. Got some pretty nasty storms kicking through. Just pulling through Roanoke right now, so... Next up, heading right there towards, like, it's going to eventually move its way to Richmond here in the next couple of hours. So, but like I said, the worst of the storms are kind of expected here to be afternoon-ish hours. Afternoon, moving in the evening hours, probably the worst time for the storms here. So, yep, but that's about it. But like I said, right now here in Texas, it's dry as a rock. For now. Like I said, for now, we'll see how that goes. But once again, if I switch on back here to the future radar view, we bring up the HRRR. Let's see here, HRRR. Here we go. Yeah, like I said, this is the one that shows some pretty brutal storms firing off here. Kind of like early afternoonish. Do I storm chase? Not often, but I do. On occasion. That's my vacation, so. But no, like I said, really brutal potential supercells firing off in Central Texas here, kind of around like maybe 3 to 5 o'clock Central. Got to watch out for those. Yeah, like I said, in the latest run, the one we're looking at now, see how it shows like 2 really nasty storms towards Brownwood and Coleman. That right there is really interesting because if we go back another model, right? We go back a previous model here. It goes from kind of like 1 or well, this one shows 2 as well. So it's kind of really kind of like leaning towards like a couple of supercells. They're near Brownwood. Yeah. That is that. So look out for some big old storms. Eventually, according to the model here, it kind of shows them like moving into a line. Oh wow, look at that. That grows pretty horizontally as we move into evening, after sunset there. And then, like I said, we got this big old spiral here. Now, once again, a little bit of a update for y'all. Just to let you guys know, you're probably going to get a bit of rain up there if you live towards like the western Ohio Valley portion of the Midwest. These regions up there, we're talking near the Great Lakes region. Western Great Lakes region. So like I said, Minnesota, areas of Iowa, see a bunch of pop-up showers looking possible. But out there, yeah, really nothing crazy is expected. So Looking good, looking good. Let's see here. But yeah. But once again, like I said, we have this big old or decent sized risk here across like the Mid-Atlantic. Like I said, my friends out there, honestly, like I said, if you want to know my personal opinion out there, like I said, the biggest concern that I personally have is, like I said, we're talking, once again, we're kind of talking areas like, I'm really personally thinking like, South Carolina, North Carolina, portions of Southeast Virginia within the biggest threat out there towards the Mid-Atlantic. Because like I said, you notice how in this in particular frame from the models, how it shows a big old thick area of just heavy, moderate rainfall. That could be a problem for storm severity. That could wane down on the storm severity, which is good news for them. But still on the front of that line there, you can see some very heavy precipitation, possibly even some really gusty winds out of it still. But kind of drops like tornado threat and stuff a little bit. I mean, like I said, from the tornado threat we even have is a very little itty-bitty tornado threat today. Really not concerned about tornadoes today. So, like I said, just don't worry about it. Really wouldn't worry about too much about tornadoes today. So, like I said, if you hate tornadoes, if you don't like them at all, if you worry over them, once again, this is not like a big tornado day. Okay, this is just a little itty-bitty threat. It's just barely there. Like I said, it just can not be completely removed because maybe a tornado or two could happen, but over a long distance, very, very unlikely. So, like I said, I'd look out for more of like gusty winds, maybe some damaging wind gusts, maybe 60, 70 max. But yeah. But that is that, my friends. Anyways, I do want to mention this to you guys, actually. So tomorrow, we actually have another threat across Texas, by the way. Here, let me go ahead and show y'all real quickly. We're going to move this over back to the SPC. So obviously, here's today's threat. We got those two areas. Once again, the East Coast, and we got the Southern Plains there through Central Texas. Tomorrow, we got a bigger risk out there for actually Southern Texas. Big old slight risk as well. Tornadoes, 2% chance. Damaging winds 15 and hail 15. So the severe legend continues on here for Texas for tomorrow. So, but other than that, other else it's pretty much clear. Nothing crazy expected tomorrow other than Southern Texas. Just want to throw that out there for you. The day after that, just a few thunderstorms, nothing severe. Yeah, that's what the light green shows, and the extended range forecasts. Yeah, nothing there. So. Basically, just today, tomorrow. Look out for a few severe storms today, and today, tomorrow, and after that, we should be rocking. Should be pretty good. So next Tuesday, there was talks of a severe weather event happening in Texas, but it seems like that there's what we call a cap that's in place, basically preventing a lot of thunderstorms from firing, basically a blanket or an invisible barrier that's preventing these storms from kicking off. Kind of shows to be more and more likely. So that's probably they removed that risk out there for Tuesday. So that's good news. So right now, other than this, next 2 days, we're golden from what it looks like. I mean, finally, maybe a little bit of a break. Knock on wood, because we don't want any more severe weather. But like I said, y'all, we're kind of in the heart of storm season here. So, at this point, anything can fly. Like I said, it only takes a couple of model runs to start showing some new information in the future, which could be pretty nasty. So, but right now, all we got to look out for is today and tomorrow. And we should have a vacation here on day 3, which is day after tomorrow. Looking pretty good. All right. Well, not going to lie with y'all. Don't really have any much more to talk about because we covered everything about 10 million times over. So if you're at this point in the live stream, if you guys have been with us for a while, thank you so much for being here. If you guys are just tuning in, thank you so much for joining. If you guys have not already, please consider hitting that subscribe button, leaving a like, y'all. We're getting pretty high up there. Very, very thankful for it. So thank you all so much. If you guys do want to support our work, like I said, if you guys do want to take an extra step and support what we do, take a look in the description. We have our donation there on Cash App. If you guys want to send us a few dollars to help keep up with the programs, all that stuff, just a little bit of support would be nice if you guys want to. If not, totally get it. No big worries. We also do have our merchandise. We can sell some pretty cool merch on our store if you guys want to check all that out. Our Discords there, our Twitter at NWW1162. So whenever severe weather events come into play, like I said, we obviously have ourselves, like I said, our Twitter open. So if you guys have any reports to share with us, tag us on Twitter. And like I said, we'll obviously, relay your reports and stuff like that. But like I said today, we're probably gonna do another live stream. I don't think we're gonna cover much of this today. I think I'm honestly just gonna probably go live again tonight. Maybe do a little bit more of a forecast for you guys tonight. Just updated terms of things and all that fun stuff. Who knows? I might go live later on. We'll see. Because I got a few things I got to do today. Kind of a busy day today for me, but. Other than that, y'all, I think we are pretty much golden. I think we talked just about everything here. So once again, if you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, leave a like, be greatly appreciated. You guys absolutely rock. Scott says, good morning. Well, good morning, Scott. Glad to have you here. Yeah, like I said, we're getting ready to head off here, y'all, because we've been live streaming for about an hour and a half now. That's a typical live stream for us. We usually go for about an hour and a half or so. So, yeah. Just want to do a quick little early morning update with you guys. So if y'all have any more final requests, feel free to send it to us. Second round, you say? Let's see here. So obviously they're towards Martinsville. Let's see. We're going to go ahead and back that up a little bit. Where is Martinsville? Am I blind or something? Anyway, somewhere around in there. So when it comes to it, got this main line that roll through. I wouldn't say it'd probably be broken up showers, maybe a few thunder showers, but you probably already seen the worst of it, being honest with you. So I think you're pretty much good. James says, see you later. See you later, James. But yeah, but that's kind of what we're looking at there, TRG. But once again, last call. If you guys have any personal or any last update or any last questions you want to ask us before we roll off here, do it now. Like I said, we'll be here for y'all. If there's a specific thing you want me to look at really quickly, I can do such for you guys. And if not, then we'll call it a stream this morning. See, am I leaving? Yeah, I'm getting ready to leave here, James. See, Mike says, keep up the good work. Thanks. Thank you, Mike. Greatly appreciated. TRG says, no, I wanted more storms. Yeah, you're lucky you got storms. I got nothing out of that line, so. You're lucky you got that, man. Seriously. It was just nothing but just boring old rain, essentially, for me. So you're my favorite channel. Aw, thank you. Very, very nice of you. Very, very sweet. Thank you. Alrighty. Well, I'll tell you what, my friends. Well, we're going to go ahead and head off here for the morning. Seems like everybody is good to go. Like I said, we covered a lot of the stuff today. So if you guys are just tuning in, like I said, go back in our stream. We talked about everything you need to know regarding the storms, their severity, all that fun stuff. Talked about the future a little bit in terms of what we can expect. Honestly, looking pretty bland after this. So that's good news. That's pretty good news. All right, y'all. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Hope you guys have an amazing day for today. Hope you guys have a great Saturday afternoon, or Saturday in general. All right, y'all. Once again, we'll probably catch you guys here later on today. Not sure exactly what we're doing next, but I'll keep y'all in the loop, keep y'all informed and stuff like that. And all right, well, y'all stay safe out there with these storms, and we'll catch you guys here later on at some point. All right, my friends. Love y'all. Please stay safe. See you guys later on. Peace out, my friends.
Behind the front, high pressure and below normal temperatures are expected into early next week. Now for the official National Weather Service forecast for the Washington metro area and the surrounding KHB listening area. Today, partly sunny this morning. Isolated showers this morning, then showers and numerous thunderstorms this afternoon. Some thunderstorms may produce gusty winds this afternoon. Highs in the lower 70s. Temperatures falling into the lower 60s this afternoon. South winds 15 to 20 miles an hour with gusts up to 35 miles an hour. Chance of rain near 100%. Tonight, showers and scattered thunderstorms until midnight, then mostly clear after midnight. Some thunderstorms may produce gusty winds until midnight. Lows in the upper 40s in the downtown areas, in the mid-40s in the suburbs. Northwest winds 5 to 10 miles an hour. Chance of rain near 100%. Sunday, sunny in the morning, then becoming partly sunny. Highs in the lower 60s. West winds 10 to 15 miles an hour. Sunday night, partly cloudy until midnight, then clearing. Lows in the mid-40s in the downtown areas and around 40 in the suburbs. Northwest winds 5 to 10 miles an hour. Monday, mostly clear. Highs in the lower 60s. Lows in the upper 30s. Tuesday, partly cloudy. Highs in the lower 60s. Lows in the lower 40s. Wednesday through Thursday, mostly cloudy with a 40% chance of showers. Highs in the mid-60s. Lows in the mid-40s. Friday, mostly cloudy. A 50% chance of showers. Highs in the mid-60s. Lows in the upper 40s. The latest river levels in the Potomac, Shenandoah, and Rappahannock basins are as follows. All reports are current as of 7 a.m. and are measured in feet. For Potomac River at Shepherdstown, 2.8. Potomac River at Point of Rocks, 1.9. Potomac River at Edwards Ferry, 4.0.